what you all heard last Friday. I mean, the primary issues seem to revolve around provisional ballots. 14 to 18 people whose votes didn't count, even though they did nothing wrong. Failure, apparently supervisor to follow up with those individuals, contact them within the 48 hours and say, you have a right to come back, and that didn't happen. Difficulty with technology, we've all heard that. The electronic poll books weren't really working. Some of them only pulling up info from one precinct. The signatures on the iPads were difficult to write sometimes. Voters being turned away. We've heard 4 or 5 different people talking about half a dozen people. One person I think said 40 to 50 people got, I say turned away, they may have been redirected to other polling places, but they weren't able to vote when they first arrived. Issues with the canvassing board, the sunshine law particularly. The security of the provisional ballots. You know, were they in a locked box? Apparently not. Were they removed when a voter returned? That apparently happened more than one occasion. The training of the poll workers. You know, I'm sure they're all good people, but you know, were they properly trained? How much training did they undergo? Did they urge people to vote? We did get an email, a letter today from their attorney saying they're looking into that allegation, and if anyone did do that, they'll probably be terminated. It doesn't help us now, but hopefully in the future. Redirecting, again, the poll workers, are they properly redirecting people to other locations? And did they help people fill out the provisional ballots properly? And did they themselves then fill out the envelopes on the outside of the provisional ballots? So all back to training. And then location of the polling places, particularly access, parking, signage. So those seem to be the groupings, the 6 or 7 major groupings of comments that we had. And we'll just continue to keep digging and following up, trying to get more data, get more information. And really until we get some more information from the supervisor's office, it's hard to really say what other issues there may be.
Commissioner Marceau?
Have you gotten any response from the supervisor?
We did. We, like I said, we had a letter from their lawyer, Ken Sebelius, just earlier today, just a little while ago, pretty much saying they watched the meeting last Friday and they took umbrage at it. They thought that you know, that their office wasn't being portrayed in the best light, which was true, that's the way people felt. And as they indicated, they said that they will look into the poll worker issue, and if that did indeed happen, appropriate disciplinary termination will occur on those folks. So,
I read that, and it sounded like their public access to the records was stellar, and they had no idea what you guys were talking about.
yeah,
You were standing right there. You
I think
had to
part-
have seen what they wanted you to see, so
I think part of their comment was, you know, one of the best run elections in
I think it's posture.
many years. So, obviously, we don't, that's why I said umbrage, they took umbrage at it, I think we would take umbrage back. So, I think we will continue to hopefully engage in a productive dialogue and can work it out that way.
What's that noise the cartoon characters that get hit in the head makes?
Yeah. What the hell is that?
Okay, Commissioner Marceau?
Follow up, what about the $400 charge for a disc?
That was the most recent email. That was when Chrissy sent at 4 o'clock saying, please explain why the $400 charge. Because when we wrote, their lawyer wrote back and said, contact the supervisor directly on that. And we did, and now we're waiting for a response as to what justification could there be for charging $400. So as of 4 o'clock, we didn't have an answer.
Commissioner McQuinn?
Two things. One is, could we add to the list that you've got there, if everybody else thinks it's appropriate? It seemed like there was concern expressed about, and I believe it's called Oasis, the nursing home, that maybe that's just not a very good.
Easy to access.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like there were a number of issues that just, maybe they should consider differently.
Yeah, I had that in the location of polling places, actually. That's a good one.
And then the other one is, at least I felt, I don't know about other people, that we should recognize if people have been voting at one location for many years and then it's changed, even if we should know better, it might be nice if somebody put a sign. Maybe we should do it, I don't know. I don't know if we're allowed to, but.
Well, it's really their responsibility, and we probably wouldn't be allowed to. We'd probably be in violation of the election laws. We're not supposed to be fooling around with the signs.
Right,
That's the
so
supervisor's
maybe we should ask them, would they be so kind as to put a couple signs and we can tell them, you know.
Post the precincts that you're.
Well,
into.
but also post, you know, I think the shuffleboard probably, put something that says, you know, we know you used to vote here, but you're probably over here. Something to help people out a little bit, you know. And the other one was on, and this is an attorney question, isn't it true, and I don't know this, but I remember it vaguely from Water Management District things, that on public records requests, you're of course allowed to make them. The agency, in some cases, is allowed to charge a fee if there are exceptional, like if you have to hire an outside agent
And
to
that's
dig
why we
out
asked.
electronics or
That's why we
whatever.
asked, what's the justification for $400? You can't just
So-
say $400, you have to explain. It's
Right.
gonna take
Sure.
12 hours at $8 an hour, or whatever it comes out
Or
to be,
four,
equal to
4
math.
hours at $100.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
for, exactly.
But I think there is some provision for fees,
It just
depending on what
seems-
work. But
it
yeah,
seems
they
the
need
record
to.
That was
If they
requested, that
can
was
give
pretty
you the
excessive.
results in an hour for the press, you'd think that they could have the electronic access for numbers and determine, you would think.
Isn't that
Or
why we
maybe
make
if we could-
computerized?
Yeah, I don't know, but $400 an hour, I mean, maybe if they're looking for help, I mean.
He's got a new job.
Yeah, exactly,
I
yeah,
think they're gonna need at least 2 new hall workers.
yeah, exactly.
Vice Mayor, you have
Thank
anything?
you.
No? Okay, also one question that I have for you, also just as a reminder too, we are lacking commissioners in the appointment